Hi, my name is Dr Alikhani. I am Dean and Professor at CTOR Academy, and I'd like to welcome you to another session of CTOR channel. Today we continue our discussion on Anchorage. So far, we discussed that if we want to decrease the anchorage loss, either we need to increase the number of the teeth in the anchor unit, or we should produce differential forces, optimal force on the target unit and less force on the anchor unit. Now, another question may pass to your mind. Would the size of the target unit has any effect on anchorage loss? To better understand the question, let's look at the example. Assume you have an extraction space and you like to close the extraction space by moving the anterior teeth backward. Would it make any difference if I retract the canine first and then go ahead and retract the 4 incisors? Or should I retract all 6 anterior teeth together? To answer this question, we need to have 2 assumptions. First, in these 2 models, we apply exactly the same amount of the force. If we want to compare them, in every aspect they should be comparable. And the second, the relationship between the force and the movement is linear. In another word, we're taking the biological response out of question. And of course, this assumption is not correct, and biological response produce a lot of variability. However, to simplify the question, let's have these 2 assumptions. From the anchor unit perspective, does it make any difference if we retract the canine first or we retract all the 6 anterior teeth together? Well, if the magnitude of the force based on our assumption has not changed, well, the anchor unit will be exposed to the same amount of the force in both conditions. And because the size of the anchor unit has not changed, because the magnitude of the force has not changed, therefore the amount of the anchorage loss should be the same. However, before we reach to the final conclusion, it's not a bad idea that we look at the problem also from the target unit perspective. When we have only canine as a target unit, the rate of movement is much faster in comparison with condition that we are retracting the 6 anterior teeth together. In another word, based on the second law of Newton, as we are increasing the size of the target unit, the rate of movement decreases. Now we have another variable that we did not pay attention to, and that is time. If the rate of movement of the target unit becomes so slow that comes to the level of the rate of movement of anchor unit, now anchor unit have more time to move. And even though the magnitude of the force has not changed, even though the size of the anchor unit has not changed, the anchor unit will move more. And therefore, they both contribute to closure of a space, which we consider anchorage loss. This is very important, especially if we are protracting posterior teeth. Assume we need to close the extraction space by protracting the 2nd and 3rd molar to the area of the 1st molar. Would it make any difference if we bring in the 2nd molar first, then go and grab the 3rd molar and bring it forward? Or we can just protract both molar to the extraction space simultaneously. If we are protracting both molars, because now the size of the target unit increased significantly, the rate of tooth movement decreased significantly. And even though the force on anterior teeth has not changed, the anchor unit would be exposed to this force for a longer time and therefore have more opportunity to move. I hope you enjoyed this session of CTOR channel. If you have not subscribed to our channel, please go ahead and subscribe, and please don't forget to press the like button. Thank you.